Welcome to this quick look at the markets this Tuesday, 3rd of March 2020. So we'll start here with pound yen. This is a pair that I had on weekly watch. Basically monthly, let's start here. You can see prices come down and now it's starting to play into this descending triangle. And you can see based on this upper line and the lower line, one rejection, two rejections. I'd like to see another rejection. Maybe it'll even have quadruple bottoms, but because there's a fair bit more of this pattern to play out yet. But at this point, just looking for a further push down here to the 127 support level. Across here to the weekly, you can see the same thing. First bottom, second bottom, this descending price action, bearish price action rather. Lower lows, lower highs, big lower low here, and then it sort of didn't make a higher low, or I guess this is a higher low, continued up, now it's just moved sideways, but overall still bearish. So looking for a pullback here on the daily chart to around the 0.382 Fibonacci area, which also lines up with the daily 50, and look for something to reject off that level to then target that 127 level, which would be wave 1, wave 2, the pullback we're waiting on now, and then wave 3 being the largest wave, which can go anywhere between Fibonacci extension 1.272 and 1.618. So just waiting for further development on that. You can also see bearish divergence here. So if we move to the intradays, you can see that for a short, it is nowhere near ready yet. Based on any of the strategies that I trade, it needs further development. However, potentially could look for a quick day trade for a pullback targeting this 4-hour 50. As you can see here at 141. You can see this descending triangle. It's got bullish divergence. One rejection, two rejections. Just waiting now for a third rejection. And what I'd like to see, because look, let's face it, it's pretty bearish overall, but the fact that it pushed straight back through this daily 50 rather than continuing after this big bearish run, continuing down there to create a double bottom and then continue. It didn't do any, it just went bang. It gives me a bit more bias on the bullish side because of that. And you can also see left shoulder, head, right shoulder at the end of a bearish trend, potentially. May not be the end, but you can see here it's been bearish since it started, beginning of last year. So, and if you see the shoulder here, shoulder there, you can see bullish divergence, which is also, we already saw that on the daily chart. But remember, for an advanced breakout, it needs to be overextended. I wouldn't call this daily run overextended. It's about a week and a bit. Overextended would be more a wave 1, which is, see, this isn't even at 0.618 yet. So this is nowhere near extended. For a wave 1, you'd be looking at Fibonacci extension for an overextended wave, potentially as far down as 1.618, anywhere around there. So it's not overextended. But what I like, inverse head and shoulders, and this daily level, which if you look back in the past, you got, well, this is a potential rejection, not confirmed yet. You got a bit here, bit there, bit here, it's 3. That one's a bit higher, bit lower. Some there in whatever it was, 2010, and then a bit further back. Anyway, so looking for a wave 2 pullback, then enter on a wave 3, long-term overall trend and overall bias is bearish. But for today, looking for a potential quick pullback, which depending on, I want to see it further develop in this triangle. And that's a gap. Yes, that's where it did open up. And then it's come down and rejected it again. But I want to see another nice rejection. I want to see something quite very bullish because it's pretty bearish, that 4 hour. But 6% potential return, which is drawn in from down there. So potentially 4 around there. Anyway, moving on now to dollar yen. Similar sort of thing. I actually prefer this. This is as I said the other in market outlooks. This is my favorite pair for the week. Respect to this monthly descending trend line. Beautiful high test closing out last month, February. Same trend line drawn here on a weekly. You can see it respected the highs, that same level many times. Full, maybe some people here with a false breakout, and it's come back down with this beautiful bearish engulfing last week. And you can see that here on the daily. Remember, bullish trend, higher highs and higher lows. Higher high, no higher low, no higher high, bearish trend. So looking for a pullback here. Short, same as pound yen, pound strength. Current market is volatile, a lot of fear in the market. People run to safe currencies such as the Japanese yen and the Swiss franc, so it makes sense. If you look across all the other yen pairs, they're quite strong, and a lot of pairs are bearish against them. So looking for this short, but needs further development. You can see yesterday closed out with this very nice bullish low test, rejecting perfectly off 107. Whole numbers, psychological levels. And that's a decent level of support and resistance previously. So overall trend is definitely bearish. So this is looking like a decent reward trade. However, today, potentially like pound yen, looking for something similar. There is a bit of support there on the daily time frame, as you saw yesterday with this bullish high test. So with a bar like that against all that, that's a nice confluence factor to have on your side to potentially have a quick trade up to the 4 hour 50, which once again, I want to see it come down here, decelerate, nice rejection candle in the form of it being bullish because it's bearish, so you need something to counteract that. You can see the bullish divergence here. So come into this pattern a bit further and then look to reject it nicely and push up to the upside. And with an ABO, be patient and always remember that the nice ABOs will have a sudden push down and then they'll reach their bottom and then just go bang to the upside. By then, you can tell that its volume's picking up and the potential entry is about to happen. So keep your eyes on this. Break of the 5 minute 50, look to enter, targeting the 4 hour 50 with your stop nicely here below the lows. Personally, I don't have it too tight because if it goes lower than all these lows, then it's failed. And that's the risk you have to take when you're taking an advanced breakout. And if you have a wider stop, then the reward isn't there worth a potential risk. So I'll just wait for an IBO, which is a break, retest of the 1 hour 50. So that's my favourite pairs for today. Dollar yen and pound yen, both short. Now, let's have a look here quickly at the stock market. So I'll go here to SPY ETF. And you can see that last night, overnight, as I'm in Sydney, Australia, New York opens at 1:30 a.m. and closes at 7:30 in the morning. So I catch a bit of it when I get up early. However, currently, you can see we're gapped a bit and nicely gave this bullish push. So what I'm looking for now is a potential short. I'm not interested in trading this long, personally. This bullish run has gone on since 2009, so longer expansion than normal. You see the last expansion from the bottom 02 to the top 07. So what's that? 02, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5 years. This expansion has lasted 11 years, and it hasn't had a significant retracement relative to this run. So if you measure this run from the bottom there to the top, 106.69%, and it had, relative to that 106%, it had a 60%, 56% correction, so half. If you see this, 400%, it needs a 200% retracement, which, to measure that, would be 200%, because it's only 100%, you can go to zero, so it is 50%. So 50% around the previous highs. So let's see what happens here. But I'm waiting for a deeper pullback. Deeper pullback, potentially the deeper the better. 0.618 Fibonacci level, because you can see 0.382 is way down there because of this significant drop. So anything in the fib regions would be a potentially nice entry. Look at the lower time frames. We can see a bullish push. So look for it to potentially pull up to 4 hour 50, 322.27, which will potentially line up with that 50 EMA, 322. Yeah, look at that. So usually the daily 50 and the 4 hour 50 can often line up. So looking for a deeper pullback, which by then would have pulled past this 1 hour 50. So looking for some sort of bearish pattern, a rising wedge in a bullish trend. A bearish trend can be a bearish pattern as well as an ascending triangle and symmetrical triangles, but we'll just have to wait and see. Needs further development. So that's all I'll look here for today. Have a quick look at crypto actually. BTC, it's funny, everything just sort of moved all together. Stock market had a bit of a bullish push. You can see here yesterday, Bitcoin had a bit of a bullish push, but I'd expect it to potentially come down a bit lower into this 50 EMA and look to reject to continue. Otherwise, maybe even as low as this 50 monthly 50 at 6,200 or thereabouts. Ethereum, similar thing, bullish push again yesterday, but expect a potential deeper retracement to the weekly 50. XRP, same thing, bullish push. You can see it's still respecting this 70.75 Fibonacci and this ascending trend line quite nicely. Look at that, all the open and close of the candle is literally just above it. So that might look, it's looking like this potential inverse head and shoulders might be playing out. So sometimes you can measure how far this will go by the distance from the head to the shoulder. And in this case, these shoulders are pretty much the same, but that's 96%. Yeah, 437 cents, say almost 44. If you draw the Fibonacci extension, if you say that's a wave 1, if that's a wave 1 with an A, B, C, and then wave 1 A, B, C, and then a wave 2 pullback, deeper retracement, looking for a wave 3, which is anywhere from 1, mainly 1.272 and 1.618. So as I stated in outlooks, around 48.3 cents, 48, say 48 cents, 482, which would then be these previous weekly highs, monthly highs. However, you can see this monthly. It's a pretty strong rejection last month, but bullish divergence, inverted head and shoulders on the towards the end of a bearish trend. So let's wait and see. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this. Any further developments, I'll be posting up another video. Take care and see you next time. Cheers, guys. Thanks.